It's so easy not to try. Let the world go drifting by. If you never say hello, you won't have to say goodbye.
You could have chosen any song, and
Yeah.
by any song I mean where there's a way, there's a way,
No.
there's a way. That is the absolute boss of this movie. Where there's a whip,
Absolutely not.
left, right. Where there's a whip, there's a way.
No. No, there's something sad in this one. Hello, I'm Pixel, by the way. Welcome to Pixel Lore. I know, no flashy intro, just a soft little song. And
Followed
this
by
is
the rest.
Return of the Landry. Unlike, yes, that's right, a grand return from Landry. Unlike Gandalf, who we don't get to see his return as Gandalf the
No,
White.
that happened in a different movie.
Yes, that's true. That's true. We're here today to talk about the Return of the King. No, no, not Peter Jackson's Return of the King. No, no, not the book. Not the book either. But the Rankin Bass production of The Return of the King, which is an odd little sequel to Their Hobbit. That's what it wants to be.
It's so
Um,
strange.
it's very strange. It's very strange. It's kind of a bastardization of everything, but damn it, it does have charm.
Sure.
Huh?
I said sure. Yes, as charm.
Charm. That's right. Uh, so yes, let's go ahead and let's start talking about this version of Return of the King. Landry, do you want to go ahead and give your thoughts first, or do you want me to?
Well, okay. I will say when I saw it as a kid, I loathed this. After I saw the Bakshi. So I saw the Hobbit one when it was brand new in 1977. I'm 6 years old. I didn't see the Bakshi one until I was about 10. And then I saw the Return of the King when I was probably 11 or 12, maybe 11. And maybe if I'd seen it when I was 7, I would have enjoyed it more. There's things I like. I still like the Rankin Bass art style. I still
Okay.
like the songs. I still like the design work, as weird as it is. I enjoy the design work, but the story, one, the weird ham-fisted desire to suggest that hobbits are becoming humans. Look, Pippin's younger than Merry, so he's taller. That's because he's more like a human, and just in I don't know if you like that's not how things work, Gandalf. That is, oh my god.
No.
Wow. He's not Gandalf the wizard, he's Gandalf the dullard. Like that is not wise.
No, he's basically saying that they're evolving into humans.
Yeah, but how's the evolution? Do you go Frodo is old, like Sam is younger than Frodo, and Mary's younger than Sam, and Pippin is younger than Mary, and that's why each one of them is taller. Like,
You're getting
no,
bigger. No,
no.
I know, but you have to. This is like a. It's supposed to be like a child. It is a child's cartoon, a children's
I
cartoon.
listen. I was a child when I saw it, and I understood what was broken. Like you saw it as an adult. I saw this as a kid. And I can legitimately say, from a child's perspective, that's what I said. I flipped the tip. I still enjoyed it. I still like it. I still think it's fun. I do not qualify this one as good. For me, this is the worst of the Tolkien animated options we have. It is the least coherent, the most broken,
Oh,
but
so broken. Oh my
but
god.
that yeah, it's
I
broken.
mean,
It
oh,
wants to be something so badly though, and I give it that. Like the moments where it's good, it's really fun. Like you see, like it also paradoxically has my favorite Tolkien animated scene is in this one.
really?
Eowyn versus the Witch King. They just use straight Tolkien dialogue in it. Virtually. It's virtually word for word written by Tolkien. It's like, "Begone, foul Dwemer Lake." I'm like, yes! This is you have the script, you use the script. Don't rewrite the script. It's one of my complaints about Jackson. He nails so much and then he rewrites Tolkien's dialogue. Tolkien already wrote it for you, dude. Who are you to think you're going to write better English language speech than Tolkien?
There, okay, but there is something iconic about her whipping off the helmet and saying, "I am no man."
She
That's
says that in
undeniable.
Tolkien,
It's
but that's
iconic. It's
but that
iconic.
that is Tolkien. He did write that line. It's just a lot of "do not touch him," like I suppose that you shall not touch, lay a finger upon him, or whatever the hell she says in the
Yeah,
like. It is so much more
I have to.
poetic,
I'd have
epic.
to revisit it again because it's been a long time. Like I said.
You just watch those two scenes, and it's not that the Jackson version is bad. It just lacks the mythic quality of verse that Tolkien wrote. Now, people complain about the Witch King sounding like a Scooby Doo villain because he's literally the same voice actor that does the Scooby Doo villains. It's not he sounds like a Scooby Doo villain. He
He
is
is the
a
Scooby
Scooby Doo
Doo.
villain. But it's a cartoon for kids. In terms of, it's also interesting. You look at the animation quality at that point and you go, oh, you know why it looks so good? This is the beginnings of Studio Ghibli. This is the moment. This is it. This is the very beginnings of Ghibli. Like, and guess what everyone loves now?
Well, there's no denying that it looks really good.
It looks great.
But it's just such like
It's the
their
story.
way of just starting the story, and you go ahead. You have old Bilbo. They don't do the actual birthday party. No, we're here celebrating his 100th. What is it?
What happened to my
120th.
old ring? Where's my
Where
ring?
is my old ring? Why do you only have 9 fingers? Photo of the 9 fingers. That's that. No, I couldn't sing that song. I did not care for where there's a whip today. There's a whip. There's a way. I didn't. It was one of those parts that I was trying to just push past. I watched this twice today.
Oddly enough, the Where There's a Whip song is more accurate in a lot of ways than the Jackson one as well, in the way that plays out the mechanics of how they get caught up and escape that scenario. There's a lot of this, like the scenes that are, interesting or decent. I mean, Aragorn is an interesting take. There's a lot that if they had gotten to do the entire trilogy and they had 12 hours to do it.
I absolutely, that was my first thought. All I could think of was, wow, this could have been great.
Yeah.
If this was the last episode, go ahead.
Yeah.
Just have
But
a
it's not.
set
It's not
of-
great.
No, it's not great.
But you can see these glimmers of potential. One, some beautiful visuals. Again, if you watch Eowyn, look at Eowyn in that scene, and you see that's 1970s, and you see what looks like modern anime moments in there, and you go, "Oh, this is where it comes from." Oh, so much of what people love now. This is not just connected DNA. This is the genesis point, and it's an inflection point in animation. Oddly enough, who would have thought it? And it works. The usage of direct Gandalf dialogue. But then let's break that by having Merry and Pippin run a freaking commentary during the confrontation between Eowyn and the Witch King, which totally destroys the scene. Everything I say when I love about it, they this is such a perfect example of this movie. They set up things really well and then stab it in the back. And they just hamstring it the way Merry hamstrings the Witch King.
I really like, even with that song, that is, who is it that sings it? It's Glenn Yarbrough or something like that. His voice is very soothing, and I loved The Greatest Adventure from The Hobbit. Yeah. My problem is, even with the song that I would have started with today, So Easy Not to Try, I love it. I do. But unlike The Greatest Adventure, which is telling you, take that journey, take that step, do that, this doesn't have a resolution to it. Obviously, it's saying, try. You need to try. You need to push forward. Yeah. But the song doesn't bring it up. Instead, it's just keeping up this
Right, and
melancholy.
then the story
It's
basically
so
shows
easy
you,
not to
and
try.
there may be consequences for trying, and you may suffer the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, interesting message.
yeah. It's something that they needed to tweak or bring it into, and they do go ahead and try to bring it into what is it? The the road goes ever on,
Mhm.
at the end. But
Oh,
that's
oh,
just
oh.
it's a little disappointing to me. But it's still one of those things that does help me through this movie because I love the music. I do.
It's really good. The music is really good.
Every,
The
every
design is
time.
really good. The animation is good. The dialogue is good, but it's the weird. It's like they built a puzzle with only half the pieces, and then they hand drew pieces to fill those pieces in places. Like what happened here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's something. It's certainly worth watching
But
if you are taking a journey through to be like Tolkien's world in film. This is one of them. That's what I can say.
and I was actually watching a video today. Somebody is going chapter by chapter, rereading The Hobbit, and then comparing it to scenes from both the Peter Jackson and then the Bacon. Bacon. Why do I keep
Rankin,
wanting to say that? Like it's Baskin
Rankin,
Robbins or
Rankin
something.
ass.
Rankin Bass, The Hobbit as well, and comparing that, and like he's giving each a point depending on how well they execute that scene in his book.
That only works if with the Jackson he includes the appendices information because a lot of people criticize the Jackson Hobbit movies for things that wasn't in the book. Well, but Tolkien still wrote it. He just didn't write it in that book. He wrote it somewhere else, but he still wrote it. Like a lot of the White Council and Dol Guldur, people get critical of that. It's like, but Tolkien did write that stuff, a version of it anyway.
Yeah, well, it's he hasn't gotten that far because he was going at first not through full chapters. He was going pages, and so he was on chapter one for like
Oh wow,
four of those like 5-minute
that's an
videos.
endeavor.
Um, but no, the thing was that uh he got to Misty Mountains, and he went ahead and said, for this episode, I'm going ahead and including the BBC radio drama. And
Wow.
oh my God, their execution of that song is really bad. Really, really bad. Um, but I'm going off on it. This is fun. This is fun if you don't think about it too much.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you have Sam holding the ring and then he goes through his power trip, no, no, no.
What he does, though, I mean, that is from the book.
But still, that how it's still no.
I didn't get a chance to review it. It's been a little while. So what happens there? What?
Well, because that is basically how this starts. After you get through that, Frodo's captured,
Mhm.
and he goes ahead and I'm the ring bearer now. I'll do it for you, Mr. Frodo. And then you get the song Ring Bearer, Wearer of the Ring. And it's
Yeah, not a good choice there.
no, no, no. And then he goes
I
on
do like.
his
I mean, so I was thinking in the books where Sam goes through his whole power trip fantasy. He'll become he will drive back Sauron. He will.
Yeah, they
You
do
know,
have that. They do have
yeah,
that.
and that is a thing. That is a thing he goes through. He's not like people often talk about. Sam wasn't affected by the ring. The hell he wasn't.
No, you
Like Sam was absolutely. He just was able to let it go, but it definitely tempted him. He definitely felt it. That's why he got to go to at the end. He gets to go to the Undying Lands because he touched that world for a moment, but it still affected him.
yeah. It's it's definitely no. I get that. I still don't. It was a little
Well,
much,
execution.
especially to start your movie off when
Oh,
you
it's
don't have. You start your movie off. You have Frodo captured somewhere, and Sam is carrying this ring. I'm the
why
ring
not
bearer
start it?
now.
at least start it with a synopsis, or start it at least going into Shelob's lair, or something.
Yeah, they cut all that out.
We don't get an animated Shelob ever.
They cut Legolas. He's not in this at all.
He's unnecessary.
No Gimli.
That hurts. Granted.
And you know what? You know what's weird? If you look at the promotional material, they have dwarves by Frodo and Sam on a horse. They have dwarves there. There are no dwarves in this movie. None.
Fair.
Yeah, but yeah, that's.
This is our last animated one, and we've reviewed all the animation with this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we have to figure out what we're doing next week.
Well, right now we should take a moment and rank the animated.
But it's so easy not to try. Okay.
I got mine.
Okay. How do we want to start? Least favorite to favorite?
Sure, we can do it that way.
Okay. Yeah, you're not going to like me. Because
No, we're going to be on opposite ends here.
No, because even with how much of a bastardization it is, I have to take into account, because I watched this movie and Bakshi's twice, each. I enjoyed this one a little more, so Bakshi's at the bottom. He's accurate. I'm sorry, he's accurate, but how it's animated, the lack of any music really for me. So Bakshi, this Hobbit is the best. Hobbit is absolutely the best.
But wait, there's a Rohan one.
What?
The Rohan movie that just came out.
Oh.
That's also.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Nope, got to count that in there too.
Okay, then Bakshi, this one, Rohan, Hobbit.
Okay, so we're really close with one big inversion. This one, Rohan, Bakshi, Hobbit for me. But that is a mark of how much I really like the Bakshi one, yes. Which we discussed at length. So it's not that I didn't like Rohan one. It's just that for me, I think 3 of these 4 movies are ones I will watch over and over again. And then one, Return of the King, it wanted to be good. I will watch certain scenes of it over and over again. And I have. I've watched that Eowyn scene so many times.
Yeah, and I can't blame you. I mean, there's no doubt that this isn't faithful. It doesn't feel faithful. You watch this, it doesn't. No. It is definitely a sequel to The Hobbit, if that's how Rankin Bass wanted it.
Yeah, they didn't. This felt like they were generating some content. They were fulfilling a contract.
I don't think they were.
It felt like it though. It had that vibe that, like, I guess we'll make this. I'm not saying they didn't earnestly want to make something good. They just didn't. They made some great scenes though. They really did. This one is always this. Like I said, it's the bottom of my list on the animated, but it has my favorite scene of all 4. My favorite scene of all 4 is Eowyn versus the Lord of the Nazgul, and that actually was what the reason I've always loved Eowyn is because of this movie. And I did not enjoy it's that modernization of dialogue that Jackson engaged in, which is what it hurt me for all of Jackson's films, but particularly for that scene. And I have to watch when I try to watch it impartially. I go, no, this is a good scene. I just am comparing it to Tolkien's writing, Tolkien's dialogue and verse, and I want that.
That's fair. All right, there you have it, folks. You need to leave a comment down below, though. Let us know. Yeah, what's your ranking? Where does it stack up? Have you seen these? Have you not? You should. We advise that you do. Go now. Don't be a fool of a duck. We'll be back next week with something. We'll figure that out off air. But until then,
today, but the Lord of the Lash says, nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day, all day, all day.
how about you set off
Where
on the
there's no
greatest
repairs
adventure?
away.
Set off on the greatest adventure. It's what lies ahead. Good night.